Welcome to our Clarity and Focus session here at Consulting Unleashed. Good to see some familiar faces and familiar friends. So today is about eliminating or removing the roadblocks and the bottlenecks that we have in our business. And generally I find that us, and I'm pointing fingers at me, are the number one bottleneck that we have in our business in a lot of cases. Sometimes it may be, depending on our team, it may be our team that is a bottleneck. Alan, good to see you here. Donald, nice to see you here jumping in. But I just want to make this particular session very, very pragmatic, and I kind of want to make by pragmatic, so very, very useful to you. So today we're going to be really interactive as much as we can. I'm going to rely more on the chat than I will on the having a talk to you directly. But if we have time, I will engage you directly on this call as well. But at the end of the day, there are areas in our business, and if we think about the core functions of our business, so let's look at. So we've got. I'm just going to. Sorry, it really helps if I'm actually directing you to things that you should be looking at. So I'm just going to go to my my iPad here somewhere. This should be here. Yeah, so you should be able to see my iPad right now. Just type 1 if you can see the iPad. Just type 1 in the chat if you can just see the iPad. Awesome. Okay, great. All right. So we're going to do some funky stuff here. We've got a few people chatting in here. 1, 2. Okay, great. All right. So as long as you can hear me, you can see me up there in the corner. We've got our iPad here. So there are 5 core functions in our business, right? So number 1, we have lead gen. Number 2, we have lead nurture. Number 3, we have sales conversion. Number 4, we have delivery. And sorry, let me just spell that correctly for you while we're in here. We have delivery. And number 5, we have retain and upsell. All right. So if we were creating a matrix in our business, right? So let's create this here in front of us. So you can draw along with me. I almost feel like a school teacher here. Draw along with me, kids. Right, and so this is what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what we're going to do over here, we're just going to do one more drawing over here, and we're going to have 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So this is our matrix, right? So what I want you to do, 5 is your super strong. 5 is your super strong, right? I'm just going to move my head out of the way here, so I can just get out of the way. So 5 is your super strong. 1 is you're very weak, right? So for example, we might say we're right now 2 on lead gen. We're really good at we're doing okay on lead nurture. We're maybe a 3 on sales conversion. We're really good at delivery. We're not so good at the retain upsell. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and create a matrix like this, right? And so if I look at my weakest area, now what I want you to think about when we talk about this, right? If I look at my two weakest areas, so here it might be lead generation and here it might be retention and sales. What I want to focus on is to pick one, just pick one. So if you can do this exercise, lead gen, lead nurture, sales conversion, delivery, retain and upsell clients, if you can do that. And then you're going to go from 1 being the weakest, 5 being the strongest, mark the X in the boxes and pick one that you want to work on. I want you to pick one and then I want you to type that in the chat, right? So let me show you that again. So lead gen, lead nurture, sales conversion, delivery, and retain and upsell, right? 1 being the weakest, right? 5 being the strongest. So where do we fit in lead gen? Are we weak or strong, right? We're on the scale. In lead nurture, are we weak or strong? In sales conversion, are we weak or strong, right? Wherever the area is. And then what we want to do is want to pick one, and I'd like you to type in the chat the area that you want to work on, right? So I'm just going to put that up there so you've got that from frame of reference. So you need to pick one, right? So if you can just type in the chat now, I'm just going to open my chat. What area right now do you need to work on? So for James, it's lead gen. So let me just write this down as we're going through, right? For James, it's lead gen. For Mark, it's retain. So Mark, right? Who else? If we were to pick one of these 5 areas where you need the most help, where you're going to remove the bottleneck, where just type in the chat where you're removing the bottleneck. Do you have a bottleneck at lead gen, a bottleneck at lead nurture, a bottleneck at sales conversion, a bottleneck at delivery, and a bottleneck of retention and upsell? Where do you have the challenge? Where do you need the help right now, right? So we've got lead gen, we've got retain, right? Who else? You can just type in the chat. Zaf says 2. So 2, what does 2 mean? So Don says sales copy. Okay, so sales copy is attract. So there's 3 areas, right? Attract, convert, deliver, right? We either got a problem in attraction, a problem in conversion, and a problem in deliver. Copy kind of fits in the conversion, right? Sales copy fits in the conversion area, right? Zaf says lead nurture, okay? So lead nurture is also in conversion. What we do is we're trying to get a lead to convert into an appointment, right? Into an appointment and sale, okay? So we've got lead gen, we've got sales copy, we've got lead nurture. Now, if you have a microphone, what I'm going to ask you to do is let's talk. If you've got a microphone, let's talk about each of these areas. So I might go to the first person who jumped on here, and that was James. James, if you've got your microphone, I'm going to unmute you, my friend, and we're going to allow you to talk. And the area that you're focusing on here is, you there, James? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm there now. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So here's the thing. The area that you want to focus on is the lead gen side, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I was just to ask the rest of the group here, who else here, right? Just type a 2 in the thing, needs some help with lead generation. Who needs some help with lead generation? Just type a 2. Don needs lead generation. Who else? Zaf needs lead generation. Howard needs lead generation. Okay, we've got a few 2s. Awesome. So I'm just gonna use you as the guinea pig, James. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So the service that you're selling right now is websites. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So we've got websites. So how much do you charge for a website?
Well, it depends on how many pages. It could be anywhere from.
So let's go real quick. Forget about how many pages. I asked you a direct question. So
all right, let's say,
let's say
right? 1,200.
So $1,200. Okay. So that's a cheap website, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I was to look for something a little bit more complicated, how much would you charge me?
25.
Okay, so 2,500. So this is a WordPress.
Actually, I switched to a company called Duda.
Okay, I know Duda. All right. Okay, so you're building websites on Duda's platform, and they also do mobile applications, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So $1,200, $2,500, right? To generate a lead, we've got to think right now. There's a couple of things that are going on. Is a lot of people think they need. There's 2 reasons why people need a website. James, need a new one.
Are you asking?
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They need a new one, right? Or they need to redo an old one.
Yeah.
Yes.
They actually go hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. But what are the 2 reasons, right? I need one, or I need to redo an old one. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So your offer is really simple to the market. Do you need to do a redo? Right now, do you hate what your is your website old? Do you hate what your website looks like? Do you need to redo your website? Yes or no? That's the
Yes.
question. So
I
if
like
I
that.
was to go to the market, like that, to me, bare bones basic question, right? So we're talking about lead generation, right? So if we're going to do if we're going to use cold email as our lead gen, if we're not advertising, if we're advertising in the market right now, we can say we build great websites that convert customers for X amount of dollars. Here's $50 toward, or here's $100 towards your graphic design, or here's $300 towards your graphic design for your website. Take advantage of this offer, go to landing page, there's your lead generation, right?
Yeah, but John, doesn't everybody say that? Like,
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm looking for somebody who can help me with a website. I'm going to click on the link, aren't I? Right?
Okay.
I might click on your link, somebody else's link, or somebody else's link. If you're going to run an ad, make an offer on an ad. Hey, we want to give you $500 towards graphic design for your brand new website.
Okay.
If you're in, and then come and check out some of the websites that we build, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's some of the things we build. The next step is let's build a website plan for you, right? I need a website plan. I need a website and a website plan. So, so let's offer that. So I can do a cheap Google ad, right? I can do a retargeting ad. I can do a cheap Google ad. Look for websites, location, Mexico City, right? Or location, Georgia, Atlanta, or whatever location you want to pump the ad into. And
Anywhere in the States.
Anywhere else, yeah, but you can't go all over the States because you don't have enough money to cover the United States. So pick a city and location where you can go do a direct either click to call ad, right? So they can just pick up the phone and call me, right? So hit the number, they call you, right? Or make an offer, send them to a landing page and ask for the inquiry. I would prefer pick up the phone. If I was going to do lead gen and I want to talk to somebody and they see my offer, I'd get them to pick up the phone.
Well,
right?
I think you'll agree that you could do that in parallel where you have emails going out, but yet you're picking up the phone.
No. I'm saying they are calling you, right?
Okay.
I want to accept a phone call. So you're talking about lead. You're talking about generating a lead.
Yeah.
Sorry. How to generate.
Yeah.
Craft a compelling offer. Craft a compelling offer. Right. Make it a click to call ad, and that'll be cheap. Like those ads are really cheap. If you wanted to throw up $50 a day, right? I'll guarantee you'll get phone calls. You'll get phone calls from people who are interested in taking advantage of your offer to build a website. I'll guarantee you. You say you want leads, that's the fastest way to get leads. Get a really relevant offer, right? Pick up the phone and call me. I'll help you get the $500 towards graphic design, right? Then you can say, we've got a couple of options. We've got the $1,200 option, or we've got the $2,500 option, right? So now your $1,200 option is a $1,500 option, and your $2,500 option is a $3,000 option.
And
right?
a third would be custom.
And a third will be custom design, whatever you want to do, right? So you can spend the $500. Where do you want? Of the 3 packages, which one would suit you? Where do you want to spend the $500?
Yep.
Oh, I'd like the option number 2. Great. So you can get a $3,000 website for $2,500, right?
I like it. Yep.
Yeah. So that's offer, right? Relevant to the market, right? And what do? We redo sites and we build brand new sites. Do you throw in a free mobile site?
Well, every website is mobile optimized. In fact,
I know, but we will get you a desktop website and we will throw in mobile for mobilize your site, right?
People don't know that.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Okay.
Because a desktop site and a mobile site are 2 different things. The problem with Duda is it squashes everything. If you build on the platform, it actually squishes it. So because you can actually manipulate or maneuver the website to suit how this works, like on the mobile device, right?
Yeah.
Right. Then what you're doing, or what you can do, is that you're being relevant, right? So not only is it going to work on an iPad or a phone, but you also got this on desktop. Now, desktop version and iPhone version, 2 different things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. So you're right. You have to do little things to make it look really good on mobile. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So there's certain things you want to do to make that active. So right now, we build websites to get you found online on this device.
Yeah.
You want people to pick up their mobile phone, search for your business and find your business and call your business. That's what you want. We build websites that help you be found and engage a customer to call you for your product or services. Are you interested? Yes or no? Now you can take the same offer and turn it into an email. right, for lead gen. So think about it, right? What's
I
the
agree.
problem we're solving? Problem we're solving is I need a new one or I need to redo an old one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That's
then
the problem.
I sorry, keep going.
Yeah. Go on.
I was about to say this leads to GMB as well, because they go hand in hand as well if they have that kind
That's
of
another offer. That's another offer. That's an upsell. But you're not selling GMB, you're selling a website.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to get people into a website as quickly as possible, right? So right now there's a company in Australia called Rebel Digital. They are advertising websites for $3,600 is their cheap website, right? But what they're saying is for $297 a month, we'll get you a new website. Right?
I want to check them out. Okay.
Yeah, so they're a company called Rebel Digital, right?
Okay.
So,
okay.
but that offer, by the way, is not just exclusive to Rebel Digital. There's hundreds of website companies out there that are offering those deals, right?
Okay.
So the thing is if you offer it, then they can come to you. So lead gen, you can run ads, or number two, you can go to your list and go to your past list of people who've inquired that you can help. Go back and say, hey, right now, I know times are interesting and you want to save money. We want to help you with your cash flow. What we're doing is we'll give you $500 towards the design of your brand new website. If you're looking to redo a website and you're not happy with the current one, or you have a new business or a new offer you want to make, we'll build you a new one. But we will give you $500 cash towards the graphic design of your site. If you're interested, just say yes. There's your offer. Okay?
Yeah, I like it. Thank you.
Cool?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm going to mute you. All right. So we're just looking at what we talked about the matrix. So let me just go back for those of you just picking up here. This matrix here, 5 functions of your business: lead gen, lead nurture, sales conversion, delivery, and then retain and upsell, right? The numbers on the side is the strength. So from 1 being your weakest to 5 being your most strong. And then what you do is you put a cross in each box of where you feel that you rank for what you do in the market. And what we're doing is picking one, right? Picking one, and then that one becomes your bottleneck, right? We want to eliminate the bottleneck. We just did eliminate a bottleneck for James. For some of you who just heard me, how to generate a lead based on what I shared, my key thing is those who said, hey, lead gen's important to me. The idea is, how do I apply that concept or that idea to my business? That's what you want to put into this place, right? So the next thing that came up is lead nurture, Zaf. Zaf, do you have a microphone? Just type 1 if you have a microphone. Zaf, do you have a microphone? Awesome, man. I'm going to unmute you here. Zaf. Let's go where you are. Hey, Zaf, how you doing? Can you hear me, Zaf? So, Zaf, I'm just going to unmute you, mate. So you need to just check your microphone. I got you. Hey, Zaf, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So let's talk about lead nurture. Let's talk about that part of your business, okay? So when you say why is nurturing leads a bottleneck? What's the problem?
Okay, so as you know, I've just started out. So the lead gen method I'm using at the moment is the one you spoke about 3 days ago, of picking Inc. 500 companies and creating a detailed plan and emailing that out. That's what I'm working on at the moment.
Okay.
So really the second step is, what do I do once I get those responses? And I need to get them to the appointment, to the sales presentation.
Okay, so what we're doing, the strategy I shared the other day, just so those who are watching or listening, if you weren't there the other day, the strategy I talked about is going and actually picking companies that you would like to work with, preferably companies that kind of fit in that $5 to $10 million category, companies with a budget, and going to their sites and going to their platforms and doing an in-depth looking at where you can solve or fix some of the things that are inconsistent with what they're doing, to put a very detailed report or detailed information bullet point report together. Might be 4 or 5 pages of ideas. And at the end of that report to say, hey, I would love to, if you want what I want to do is I would love to be able to help you. If you need help, I'm more than happy to help, and you're going to offer to help. And the key here is to actually get that person on the phone. Now, just by sending the information doesn't mean that that person is going to read the information that you provide. It also doesn't mean that they're going to go ahead and pick up the phone and call you either. So your job, Zaf, in this process is to actually be proactive and follow up your information, right? So you got to, so the idea is whatever you put in front of them, you know, for example, like if we're looking at an example of this, let's say I'm really good at automating the sales process, right? And so what I do is I'm going to ring the company up and find out how they sell, right? I'm going to call them. Yep. I'm going to act like a customer. I'm going to record that phone call. I might call them 2 or 3 times just to get different people on the phone, record that whole process. And then I would critique that. I'd say, hey, there's some things that are missing out, that have been missing out, or I applied to be a lead and this is what happened to me. So this is something that's very valuable to the company. Right? We're only directing this to the CEO of the company, not to marketing directors, whatever. We want to go to the CEO for this, right? With the view of helping. If I'm lead gen, or sorry, lead management, that's what I would do, right? Right now, how do you manage a lead, right? Well, let's act like a customer, see how they treat you, right? And very quickly, you'll see where they make mistakes. So you can go in and say, well, I opted into your thing and I didn't get any emails. I've got no follow-up, no response. And you literally bullet point all these ideas. So the idea, once you've set this information out, is you want to actually follow up, right? Right? You want to follow up what you did. And so how do we follow up, right? We can email them again. So let's go. Follow up is the key, right? So what can we do? We can email. We can call them, we can text them if we can get the text phone number. We can connect with them on Facebook. Yeah?
Yep.
Now, the purpose of your connecting with them in these levels is to say, hey, did you get a chance to read, right? Did you read my email? Right? Question, right? Did you read it? Okay, great. What did you think about it? What were the things that stood out to you? Is there any way that, you know, are you interested in me coming in, having a chat and seeing how I can help you with those key areas and change or adjustments that need to be made? Can we talk about that, right? We're offering to solve the problem basically, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So if we're going to do that offer, right, the email is, hey, I didn't hear back from you. So if you want to follow up email on the email that you sent, this idea, then the idea is to say, hey, I didn't hear back from you, right? I haven't heard back from you. Here's what I sent you, and send it to them again, right? Here's what I sent you. It's attached here. Send it, and then you send them again. This is what it's all about, right? If you'd like to know more, or if you'd like to at least chat, or if we can chat, either reply with your email, or reply with an email, yes, let's talk, or give me the best number that I can contact you on. There's your call to action on the bottom of the email. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So you might, you know, this is a bit of a trial and error scenario, but what the key here is you need to get that person on the phone. Once you get that person on the phone, you can say, hey, what about my ideas did you like or didn't you like? By the way, Zaf, you're going to piss some people off when you do this. There's nothing, you know, some people are going to get upset, right? Because they don't like being shown up as being not doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you need to be very careful that this is very constructive. So, hey, look, the reason I'm doing this is I want to help people do this well and get a great job. You've got a great company. You've got a great product or service. At the end of the day, you want your clients to invest in your services in the best way possible. So I know that these are things that are missing, or these are things that need to be adjusted. And as I said, I'm really interested in helping you. If you want me to come and help you, that'd be great. Right. So we're providing the value, right? And we're giving the context for the value, and we're offering to help. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
So if I call somebody, I'm going to say, hey, did you get a chance to read the email? I haven't really had a chance to go through that. Well, can I explain to you why I did what I did, right? So I can sit there and say, okay, look, so the reason I did this is because my area of speciality is to solve these types of problems. And I'm just looking to work with key companies like yourself that I think you've got a great product, a great offering in the market to get better results with what you do out there in the marketplace. So I put this detailed information together for you that covered these key aspects. If you can read the report, I'd love to be able to follow up and make another time with you. And then that's what I would do with them, right? That's on a call,
okay.
Right? If I was text messaging, I would say, hey, did you get my report? I haven't heard back from you. Here's a link to the report. Send it to them in a text, right? Because they might read the report on their mail, right? If I was connected with them on Facebook, I'd see if I can like them on Facebook, and then I would do a direct message for the same thing. Have you read my report? I've put together these key things for you. Really interested in talking to you about it. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to put your name, Zaf, constantly around or on in front of the customer, right? So if you imagine, if you imagine that this is the customer, right, and this is your email, and this is your text, and this is your Facebook Messenger, and this is your LinkedIn connection, and this is your you might do a direct mail piece. You might just print it out and send it to them, right?
Yeah.
Right, and all this is you, right? So your name is connected. They keep seeing your name, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
So they keep seeing you, they keep engaging, you're engaging them, you're building the relationship, you're providing something of key value. And in these touch points, by the way, you don't have to, let's say, for example, LinkedIn message, right? You don't have to talk about the whole thing. You say, hey, one thing that was in the report was this thing, right? You pick one thing. That gives you, if you've got 10 things, that gives you 10 emails, yeah? Or 10 messages,
yeah.
Right? And what you want to do is you want to be persistent. Let me tell you, 5 to 10 of these should get you between 1 and 3 clients. If you did this, 1 to 3 clients out of 5 to 10.
Plan.
Yeah.
That's my 30-day
So
plan.
does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome, man.
That's clear.
Thanks for actually putting that into action. Keep me updated. I want to know what happens, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Awesome, mate. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. So, next we have Mark. Mark wants to talk about retention. So, Mark, where are you, Mark? Mark. You there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm
hey, man,
here.
How are you doing? So you've been making sales, right? You've been making sales. When you ask this question about retention, what's going on? Why are you losing customers?
Well, it's not that I'm losing them, but I know that I gotta. Okay, my thing with me, John, is that my thing is I just have to be consistent because I don't have any problem getting leads and all that. It's just to keep it consistent because when things are working well, I tend to slow down on lead gen. So I have to find a way to retain those customers, to upsell them, right? So, I mean, I'm good at building relationships. It's just that I want to put more measures in place in order to retain them longer and in order to help them better. And that's what I'm doing, testing with this new offer that we have. It's working well. We can double down. And then after that, it's the retain, upsell, so they can stay with us longer.
So what you can do is you can sit down and map out for yourself the client journey.
Yeah.
So what you do is you just sit down and you think, okay, let's say they bought a training from you, right?
Yeah.
And they spent $1,500 on the training, right?
I can give you a concrete example. Right now, the 5 clients I have, they sign up a 30-day action advice oriented so they can get more sales. That's it. Okay. That's the program right now, the ongoing program that's going on right now.
Right. So okay, so they bought into that. So my question is, what is the next sale for them?
The next sale we were thinking about, it would be how to help them to put all their funnel together, like help them to put it all together. Yeah.
How to build a funnel.
Yeah.
Are you going to teach it or are you going to do it for them?
No, we're gonna teach it, and they're gonna have the option of us doing it for them.
Okay, so you're going to teach it. How much are you going to charge to teach them?
I would say the minimum it'll be $1,200 and up. That's the minimum.
Okay.
That's for sure. That's the minimum. You know. And
okay.
Because
how much would you charge? How much would you charge if you did it for them?
Oh my gosh. to set it up, at least 2 to 3K plus they're renting the funnel anyway. So
Yeah.
plus ad spent, I mean, 3K and up. That's
3K a month and up per month. Per month.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And ad
sure.
spend.
Yeah. Plus ad spend. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so right now they're paying you, so the upsell offer, so you've got to sit there and say, okay, great. One of the things you need to do is you need to automate your process. So you've got one or two choices. We're going to work together, guide you through, work with us, right? Guide you through. So this is a work with.
Yep.
Right? Okay, or done with, we'll call it a done with.
Mm-hmm.
This is a done for. Right? So done with, we have a time frame, right? So this is a course. Done for is results faster, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can say, hey, I would probably sell the course first. I would sell the $1,200 first, right? Once they get into it, let's say they're 1 week in, right? Or let's say they're 2 weeks in. Yeah?
Yeah.
You need to check progress. Right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can say, let's take that $1,200 and put it towards this.
Mm.
So you're going to upsell to this. Because generally what I find, Mark, this is what happens. You sell a course, people get caught up, they get caught in the whole thing, and you say, well, that's really cool, but they'll turn around and they'll say to you, listen, Mark, how much is it going to cost us for you to do this for us? Because by this stage, you've already got the trust in this 30-day program. You've already built the trust in this 30-day program, right? Mm-hmm. So pretty much when you offer this, this is going to be a no-brainer sale. Right? Hey, we've got some sales, but now you want to automate your sales. It makes your sales a lot easier. The next step is you've got some sales, you've made some money. Let's invest $1,200 into this course, right? But then you get 2 weeks in, and because building a funnel is a little bit more complex, right? You can say, hey, because I'll guarantee you this is what's going to happen, Mark. They'll get behind. They will get behind in the course, right? So they're going to go, you know what? We can, if you're interested, right? We can take you from here straight to here, right?
Yeah,
so some people, some of the 5, right, out of the 5, maybe 3 will take the, excuse me, excuse me, 3 will take
bless
this.
you.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's not Corona, by the way. I'm safe. So they'll take 3, right? They'll take 3. 3 will take the deal. And maybe 1 will take the done for you, right? 3 will take the top deal. 1 will take the done for you. Yeah.
Okay.
But, so that's how I would sell it, right?
I have a question for you. You know that you're doing with the physical therapists there?
Yeah.
Like, I know you sell them the course, but how do you transition the people that took the course to the bigger package? How you do it? Is it
really simple? We offer them the big, we said, okay, do you love the course? They go, we love the course. Yeah. Would you like to speed it up and have us work with you to actually build this and make this faster and give you systems and structure? They say, yes, that's how we do it. What happens is we generally demonstrate or show them what the difference is between them doing it by themselves and if they had us do it for them. So right now, if you do it by yourself, you've got to figure it out. It takes you time, money, effort, energy, learning curve. You don't know what you don't know, so you're just gonna you're going to rough it out, right? So we can sit and say, well, if there was a faster way to do this, would you like us to show you how we generate 9,000 patient opportunities every month? Would you like us to show you how we get $7 million of patient revenue every single month? Would you like us to show you the system that generates that outcome and helps our practices grow by more than an average of 31% every single month? Right now, Mark, if you're a physical therapy practice, if we were to add 30% increase in revenue every month, for you, that might be between $30,000 and $50,000 worth of extra revenue. Would you like to see the system that adds between $30,000 and $50,000 worth of extra patient revenue per month in your business? It's an easy sell. It's an easy transition, yeah?
Okay.
That's how we do it. Right now, you can do this all yourself. You can figure it out. You can go and spend the money, learn the copy, do all that sort of stuff. Or you can have us do it for you. And look at this is how we make it work. And this is how other people have made it work by doing it for you. What would you want to do? Right?
Okay.
So if we make that, we will sell more to people who bought our courses. The people who bought courses already, they're familiar with us, they're indoctrinated, they're going to spend more money. Right? Down the track, they will spend more money with us. Yeah?
Okay,
Right?
so another quick question I would have, John, because right now, I'm gonna tell you, like, right now we are working with tutors that have a certain kind of success, but we would like to sell the system to tutoring businesses or to people that need students in the high end. That's the transition that we want to be making, because right now we are testing the offer. It works. It works.
Okay, so great. So now take it to a bigger business and say, we've proven the offer and it works. Now we know that it can work for you, right? So it's the same offer, right? So if we're going to go from a tutor, right, and we go to a tutoring, like a Kumon,
businesses,
you know, so the average student is worth maybe 5K to 6K, yeah?
Okay.
Right? So if it works here, then it's definitely going to work here, right?
Yeah, and they have more budget.
Yeah, so you can sit there and say, hey, right now we've got a system that's generating sales, getting students to buy into tutoring. Are you interested in looking at our system right now to help you get more of those students in your tutoring business? Now, there are, I've got to tell you, Mark, there are thousands of tutoring businesses out there, thousands of them, and they're terrible at selling. They're terrible at marketing and they're terrible at selling. So they need you. So right now, if we know that they're terrible at marketing and terrible at selling, right? At the end of the day, the more students we bring into your tutoring business at 5 to 6K, obviously the bigger your business will be, which is what you want. So can I show you a system that we've developed that is helping tutors generate students, right, into their programs? Are you interested? Yes or no?
Got you. Because this is exactly where we want to go. And then there's another program too that one of my partners doing. She's helping tutor package their knowledge into Amazon because she's doing it herself. So we want to offer them also as a course, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We cool?
Yes, I'm going to get to action and get back to you with the results.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, any questions? I'm happy to answer your questions here. Let's just go back up to the top of our thing here, right? Remember, we're talking about where do we have a challenge? Lead gen, lead nurture, sales conversion, delivery, nurture, and upsell. The matrix is 1 is weakest, 5 is strongest. Go through the matrix, pick one, and let me help you out here like I've helped James, Mark, and Zaf. Chris, if you want some help. Don, if you want some help. Don, you said sales copy. Let's talk about sales copy because I'd like to get into that with you. So sales copy. Don, do you have a microphone? Just type 1. Awesome, man. Hey, Don, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, as if we were neighbors.
Yeah, I'm having a little problem with sales copy because I'm starting to follow what you put out a couple of days ago about going through, you know, what the potential client's doing.
Yeah.
I got 3 of those I'm sending out tomorrow. And that's been enlightening right there, and that's helped me quite a bit. But where I'm having a little problem is like, well, what do I do afterwards? I mean, I got the follow-up down. Did you get my email? Did you get my email? And would you like to talk about this?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, well, when, you know, would you like
so
to
what's
talk?
Your question here? What's your question here? You've got, so we've sent the first email out. Now, are people responding to the first email right now, Don?
I won't know till Monday.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's early days. So when you asked this question for copy, what did you mean by copy? Are you looking for a script? Are you looking for another follow-up email? Are you looking for, what are you looking for here?
Actually, I actually typed in conversions is what I typed in because like when I get in front of the customers, I tend to run my mouth too much.
Okay. So you talk too much. So you know what will stop you from talking too much?
What's that?
Ask questions. If you ask questions, you can't talk. They have to answer. So if you sat there and if we were to practice, Don, you can even practice on me. Let's do this live, right? So the person who asks the questions, is in control of the conversation, right? So you can only ask what, why, and how questions. You can't ask yes or no questions, right?
Okay.
So what do you sell, Don?
Lead generation for restaurants right now. I'm moving
Okay,
it
so
up to
lead gen.
low T people.
Okay, lead gen for restaurants. All right, so when you say lead gen, what do you mean by lead gen for restaurants? How do you get leads for restaurants?
Facebook ads. I mean, I actually have a system where we can track how much money comes in, and if the customer redeems a coupon, customer redeems.
So you can track ROI. Yeah?
Yes.
I need to write a little bit clearer. Okay. So Facebook ads, and you can track the ROI, right? So I'm a restaurant owner, Don. I've received your email, right?
Yes.
And I'm saying, so Don, what's this all about?
Well, John sent you an email about making more money with your restaurant. You know, getting more customers in and getting rid of the nasty DoorDash and Grubhub.
What do you mean by DoorDash and Grubhub? I don't know what that means.
John, are you using? Oh, that's going to be a yes or no question.
See, I got you. I know what DoorDash is, and I know what Grubhub is, and I know what Uber Eats is. I know what that is, right?
Yeah.
But I might be a restaurant that doesn't have that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
John, what are you doing for delivery service now?
We got a delivery driver ourselves. We've got a 60-year-old. We got a high school kid that does all our deliveries.
Okay. Again, getting tied up right there.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? So just look, at the end of the day, so you be the restaurant and I be you, okay?
Okay.
We'll make that transition, right? So
Okay.
we're selling Facebook ads, and you can actually track the ROI. So you've got a system and a method to track ROI. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay. So look, Don. So I'm going to create some context here, right? You run, let's say you run an Italian restaurant, right? You've got an Italian restaurant. You've got takeout. You do takeout, and you maybe you can fit 80 people in your restaurant. So it's a decent sized restaurant, all right?
Okay.
You got 80 people, 80 tables. You do 2 or 3 covers a night, right? And the tables. Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday are your quietest evenings. Sunday night can be pretty quiet too. So you got 3 quiet evenings. You got 3 busy evenings. Thursday, Friday, or let's say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, your busiest evenings, right? I'm just giving you a context of what I know. Okay.
Right.
So you got an Italian restaurant, 80 covers. You do takeout as well. You've got, there are customers that love your restaurant. They like your restaurant. Okay. And there are customers who are looking for your restaurant. Okay. So Don, let me ask you a couple of questions. I really appreciate you inquiring about what we do. What got you into this business in the first place, mate?
Oh, I love to cook.
Love to cook. Yeah. What else? What else you love about this restaurant? Because restaurant business is really tough. So I know you're going to love to cook, right? But ultimately, what was the dream? What was the dream of this business?
Well, the dream was to get like 3 or 4 restaurants. I mean, right now we have 2, and it's taking all my time managing them. And
okay,
one of the biggest headaches is service and getting people in the door.
So getting people in the door. So right now, how do you get people in the door?
Word of mouth.
Okay, so you get a lot of referrals. You obviously got good food. People love what you do. They recommend your restaurant. Yeah. How else do you get people in the door?
That's all we do.
So you don't do any advertising, any promotion?
No, I put a post on Facebook and I show our dishes.
Okay. And how do you get inquiries, or do you get people coming and saying, "Hey, love your dish, want to come to your restaurant"? Can they order off the Facebook page, or is it just something you post on there?
This is something I post on there, but we get comments about how delicious our food looks.
Okay.
People comment if they get it or not.
So let me ask you a question, because obviously you're posting things on Facebook and you realize that Facebook's important. How many people you got following you right now on Facebook?
3,000.
About 3,000 people. Okay. So you've obviously got a lot of customers that love you and like you. Do you think if you actually gave them the opportunity to actually order straight off Facebook, do you think you get more orders for takeout?
That's possible.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that would be useful to your restaurant? Something that would be worth pursuing to make it easy for customers to order direct off Facebook?
Yeah, I think it would, because we could get more orders out for the night.
Okay. So if you would think out of 3,000 people, if we were putting our menu and enable them to order straight off the menu off Facebook, out of 3,000, how many think would order?
Gosh, I don't know. Because
Let's take a guess.
100.
About 100 people. And your covers, I would imagine, being an Italian restaurant, you're looking at about 20, 25 bucks a head.
Yes.
So that's $2,500 worth of orders. That's a lot of orders, Don.
Yes.
Yeah, if we did that every week, that's an extra 10 grand a month, yeah?
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
That's an extra $120,000 a year just in orders just from Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's not including the referrals and references and people coming to your restaurant. This is over and above what you're doing right now. Yeah?
Yes.
So let me ask you this question, Don. If there was a way that we could actually increase the chance of those people making orders directly through Facebook, or we can attract more new customers who can enjoy your food and perhaps even look at filling up the days where you're quiet, is that something that would be useful to you, Don?
Yes.
All right. And at the end of the day, I know that you're going to be thinking how much is going to cost me. So let me just give you some perspective here. At the end of the day, if you're not making $1, you shouldn't have to pay. Would that be fair?
Yes.
So if we can show you a way in which this thing pays for itself, if we can show you a way where this is measurable, where you can actually see the activity and know exactly the dollar amount that you're generating, that would be helpful to you, Don?
Yes.
So let me share with you a really simple plan, a really simple system that does a couple of things. One is going to invite new people into your restaurant. Number two, it's going to make people aware in your community that your restaurant is out there to serve quality Italian food. And number three, you're going to build a stronger customer base and making it easy for them to order directly from you. So it saves you, obviously it adds an extra income, extra revenue for those people. Naturally, that's going to also end up generating inquiries or generating referrals. If we were to sit down and look at what those numbers look like for you and what they can look like for your restaurant, would that be worthwhile sitting down and doing?
Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. So let's make a time. I'm going to walk you through the plan. At the end of the day, I'm going to show you how much what the investment is to make that happen. But remember, Don, you will be able to measure and keep accountable exactly the return and result that you get from what we're talking about. And that's the most important thing, is that you get an ROI on this. Because at the end of the day, I just, talking to you right now, we just found $10,000 a month in food that you're not picking up right now. That's 120 grand a year. So imagine what happens when we sit down and look at this a little bit more carefully and start adding more referrals and more opportunities. It's going to obviously blow those numbers out. So let's sit down and look at how we can introduce more people to your fantastic Italian food. Is that okay with you, Don?
Yes, absolutely. Man, I freaking love this, John. Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Well, most people would have questions, but I guess, I know that we just riffed this out and we riffed this script out, right? I know that we riffed this out, but at any time did you feel threatened?
No, not at all, because you got right to a point pretty quick. You got actually to 2 points, and then once you found out what I was really interested in, you delved into it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got 3,000 people. Mate, that's getting 3,000 people on a Facebook group. That's awesome. But if they can't order off the Facebook group, well, what if we could get them to order directly from Facebook? What if we could actually put your menu in front of them on their phones every single day, Don? That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What if we had Memorial Day meals? What if we had, Game of Thrones night meals? Right? I'm already showing my age with Game of Thrones. I know it's a defunct TV show. But what if we did, right now, what if we did NASCAR meals, or what is if you think about your customers, right, and what they celebrate, and we gave them the opportunity to actually come and order from you, as opposed to sitting there thinking I've got to buy all this stuff and cook my own meals, when I can have a beautiful restaurant meal delivered to my home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah. So this is a conversation. I have recorded this, by the way. This is a conversation, Don. This is not a sales script, right? It's not an email, right? But
right.
There are elements of what I talked about in this conversation that you can put in the email, right?
Like for the follow-up?
Sorry?
Like, so I can put this in the emails for the follow-up. I mean,
Yeah, you can pick elements of what I've talked about here and put them in your follow-up email, right?
Okay. Okay.
You can pick that, because you can sit there and say, hey, I just thought about this idea. Maybe this is something that might be useful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm going to touch base or reach out to you in a few days' time. I'm more than happy to show you a system right now that is very trackable, very measurable, and you can see every single dollar that comes to your restaurant. If you're interested, let's have a chat, right? Remember, it goes back to this idea that we shared with Zaf a moment ago, where it's if the restaurant is sitting in the middle here on this diagram, right? And you send an email, and you do a call, and you do a text message, and you might be dropping it on their Facebook and giving them a message, right? And you might do something, you might do a bit of direct mail, right? But it puts you in front of that person all the time. So eventually, somewhere along the line, they're going to go, you know what? Maybe we should talk to Don, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, no, this has been a really quiet week. Maybe we need to talk to that Don guy. He keeps telling us about getting customers all the time, right? So what you're doing is you're building a volume of a relationship with the group of people you're going out to.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's where I was having problems. Is where to aim the conversation.
Yeah. But all I want to do is focus on the thing that's most important to you, right? Mm-hmm. So once I discovered an area that was important, and once I demonstrated, said, well, look, you know, if your average cover is 25, it's 100 meals, it's $2,500 a week. You know, if we did that 4 times in a month, every week, that's 10 grand a month in extra revenue right now that you're not collecting. That's $120,000 worth of meals where the customer doesn't have to walk in the door. All they're going to do is directly order it straight off Facebook. Right?
Right.
Yeah. They didn't have to pick up the phone. They can just order it direct, right? And you get this little message say, hey, there's an order, and they'll either come pick it up or you can deliver it. They get to choose. Pick up a delivery. What do you want to do? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you provide them incentives and things like that, you can upsell them with garlic breads and whatever, right? But right now, right now, most of your business is reliant upon the fact that you've built great word of mouth, because obviously you make great food and people love your food and they talk to other people and they leave reviews and they're obviously interested enough to keep on Facebook. But at the end of the day, you've still got quiet moments in your restaurant, right?
Right.
So you want to fill up those quiet moments. You're either going to have to fill the quiet moments up, or you're going to have to find another way to get customers to buy your food. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So if we can work out a way, and one, how to fill the quiet time, or two, how to get them to buy food, or make it easy for them to buy food because they love your food. So if we were to make it easy for them to buy it, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You're so agreeable, Don Ferguson. Thank you.
It's so simple, man. I mean, no, it makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And that's exactly right. What I want to do is I want to talk about the end result. I want to make sense. Look, you know, and that's just in a conversation. Look, whether you hire me, you don't hire me, it doesn't matter. But the least that you want to do is sit down, depending on how important it is for you, Don, in your restaurant to have extra customers or new customers to come into your restaurant, right? I would imagine it's pretty important. Every new customer you bring into the restaurant is a customer that will refer other customers to you. So the more experiences people have, the more buy your food. You've got customers that come in every week. You've got customers that come in every month. You've got customers that come in every day, right? Mm-hmm. If we were looking at the customers that came in every week, how do we get more of those customers coming back in? Because every month they're worth $100. That customer is spending $1,200 a year with you. If we had 100 customers spending $1,200 a year, right? That's $120,000 a year just out of 100 customers.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Keep the prize in sight, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you an example. So this is how Domino's Pizza, the Domino's Pizza people, they work out locations, right? They worked out that if you have 200 takeout customers and you have 200 pickup customers and 200 takeout customers. So if you had people who ordered a pizza, right? Delivery, so pizza delivery, right? So if you had 200 delivery customers and 200 pickup customers, essentially you'll have $1 million pizza shop, right? Because the average sale for a pickup is $15 and the average sale for a delivery is $25, right? Multiply that by 200. So 25 by 200 is, what's that? $4,500, right? Yeah.
It's 5,000. It's 5,000.
$5,000, right? And then you got the other guys that are worth, that are $15. So we go 15 by 200. What's that? $3,000, right? So you've got $8,000, right? So $8,000 a month is $90,000 a year, $96,000 a year, right? That's just with 400 customers. Now, multiply that out by 5 years, you got $500,000, right? A Domino's pizza chain needs to have, knows from a location, for location, they work out how many delivery customers on average and how many pickup customers there are. And this will design a good location for the pizza store, right? That's the thing. So they show that their model is to show their pizza owners how you build $1 million pizza business, right? Well, to build $1 million pizza business, you need 400 regular buyers. All the other buyers are on top of. That's all on top of. So how does Domino's get 200 people to buy pizza every week for $25? They just keep making offers to you over and over and over and over, right?
Yes.
Right. They spent, by the way, Domino's spent over $7 million on email marketing last year to make $1 billion worth of pizza sales, just in Australia.
Wow.
Right. That's crazy. That doesn't include what happens in the United States. In the United States, it's even bigger, right? So if you think about that, right, what do? They continually offer and offer and offer and offer. When you buy a pizza, you get another offer. When you go on the app and you bought a pizza on their app and you pick up the pizza or the pizza delivered, when you get the pizza delivered to you, there's another freaking flyer for you to order more pizza, right? There's another email that says, hey, thanks for ordering the pizza. By the way, here's something you can use on the next order. So they're constantly encouraging you to buy the order. So they're trying to build that 200 customer base, that 400 customer base that regularly buys your pizza. And it works. It works like clockwork, right? It works. So yes. So again, right, that conversation is you focus on the end result, right? If we were to do this, what would that be like? That's over and above what you're doing right now. Would that be cool or would that be terrible? Well, that'd be cool, right? Well, my question is, how badly do you want it? How important is it for you to have that as a reality in your business? Well, it's very important. So at the end of the day, if we add 120 grand in sales, of that 120 grand, how much would you buy or pay for that $120,000? Would you be willing to give me $12,000 for 120 grand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what if I financed it for you with no interest, without a FICO score? Would that be cool?
That'd be better.
Yeah, right? So no FICO score, I'll fund you, right, to 12K program, right?
Mm-hmm.
$2 grand a month for the next 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes.
And if you like it, we can go again for another 6 months.
Love it, man. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, you got time for one more question?
I have.
How would you carry this conversation if I was tired of paying delivery services?
Oh, even better, right? Right now, how much are you paying Grubhub and Uber Eats? How much are you paying? What percentage are you paying out?
30% plus little bullshit charges.
So 30% plus the charges. You're looking at an average of, what's your average takeout order, Dom?
$40.
$40. So you're paying $12 to Grubhub out of every $40. By the time you put your food cost into that, which is going to be between 30 and 50%, right? So now you're ending up now. So what you do on every order is you're roughly making about $15 an order.
Yes.
So for every 100 orders, you make $1,500.
Yes.
Yeah, but you pay the ordering guys $1,500, the same amount of money you make.
Actually, they make more than me. Yes.
Yeah. So why don't we? If we had a way to keep the money instead of paying it to them, would that be better?
Absolutely.
Great. Let's talk about that.
That was a lot simpler. Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, right? Instead of you relying on them, because they're not marketing your restaurant, they're marketing everybody's restaurant, right?
Right.
They're marketing everywhere. So you're not the only pick. You're not the only Chinese takeout. You're not the only Italian takeout. You're not the only pizza store. You're not the only, they're marketing all the pizza stores, all the Italian chains, all the freaking Indian restaurants, all the Japanese restaurants. They market everybody, right? And they're taking 30% of your food cost. They're taking 30% of your bill. And all they're doing is picking it up and delivering it, right? You're making it. You're working harder than they are, yeah?
Right.
But you think for the convenience, but what if we could get you more customers than Grubhub and Uber Eats? And what if you could keep the money? Would that be cool?
That'd be even better.
Yeah. So all you got to do is get a kid to do the delivery for you, right?
Or
Instead
get
of paying 30, instead of paying 30, you're only paying 5.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Yeah. So if we were able to get the orders direct to you and you didn't have to pay them, would that be okay?
Heck yeah.
Great. Let's talk about that, Don.
Okay.
That's an easy in. If you're paying those guys, that's an easy in.
Okay.
You know, I can say right now how many orders you take in a week from Grubhub or from Uber Eats. You know, they might say, well, we'll probably get about 20 orders a night, right? Well,
Right.
okay, so 20 by 12. So you're paying them, you know, you're paying them $240 a day. You're paying them $1,000 a week, right? For delivery. For $1,000 a week, you can hire a delivery guy for $200 a week.
To hire 3
Right.
delivery guys. Yep.
Yeah, right? And you still make more profit. And here's the thing: you can take control of the orders. You can take control of the market, right? Because you can market directly into your local market. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if anybody orders, they're ordering from you. They're not looking at the other Italian restaurants. They're not looking at other Chinese restaurants. They're not looking at other stores. They're looking at you. You own the deal. You get to own the customer. You get chosen first. Would you like to be first choice as a restaurant choice in your area for Italian, Don?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So I could have that conversation with 20 restaurants tomorrow. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Been helpful and useful?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you hopping on. All right. Who else? Who else needs some help? George, good to see you here. Eric Severance, good to see you here. Martin Obiozo, always good to see you here, my friend. A couple of our champions joining us here, sneaking in on our calls. Michael Noyola, Peter Schultz, good to see you here, Peter. Anybody got any questions? For what purpose, James? I don't understand. Get a champion on. I can get a champion on here in a second. For what purpose, James? That's not a question. Anybody have? I don't know how that would help, James, but anyway. Question, let me help you, right? We've got some time here. I'll help another person. Happy to take a question. We're sitting here with dead air. It's like radio, dead air. We shouldn't have dead air. So anybody got any questions? Eric, you got a question. Chris, if you see a company looking to hire for a service you provide, how would I process? Chris, that's a great question. Thank you very much for asking that question. Chris, just type 1 if you've got a microphone, if you want to hop on and have a chat. Because that's a really great question. That's a good strategy, right? If you got a microphone, just type 1 if you got a microphone, Chris. Awesome. You there, Chris?
Yes, I am. Can you?
Well, I think you got some feedback in the background. You there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. You've got to. There's some. You need to mute your either the headphone or something. Or are you on 2 devices or 1 device? You need to mute the other device. You got it? 1 device. You've got 2 microphones on, and 1 device is feeding back. Just mute one of them. You with me? Or take the volume down. Take the volume down on the 2nd device. So, Chris, this is a really, really good question, Chris. If I see a company looking to hire for somebody like Facebook advertising, okay, so for all of you here, this is a strategy, right? And Chris, you brought this up, is really, really cool. A lot of companies need people who need AdWords, they need Facebook people, they need funnel builders, they need ad managers, media buyers. There's all these companies, and if you find a company on Indeed or Monster.com or any of the job boards that are hiring, what you want to do is, there's a reason why they're hiring that person, right? They need a person in. The average person they're going to hire is going to be, for you, Chris, what's the service you provide, Chris? What are you doing? Facebook AdWords, what do you do? What do you do, Chris? I can hear you. Chris, just type in the keyboard. Just type in your keyboard, Chris, what you do, what you serve, because it's a really good question. We don't know. Okay, so I'm going to do this for you, Chris. It doesn't matter what you're selling. You're selling Facebook or AdWords or media buying. A company, okay, PPC, social media copywriting. Okay, so if they're hiring a social media manager, there's a reason why they want to hire that person, and they're going to be spending anywhere between $40,000 to $100,000 or more, depending on the seniority or the experience of the person they're hiring. So if they're doing that, if you've got a team, knowing that they're going to spend that kind of money, most people they hire don't have the skills, right? Because there's no college you can go to right now that teaches you how to do Facebook advertising. There's no college that teaches you how to do AdWords, right? That means you have to come with a level of experience, right? Because at the end of the day, the reason they're hiring is they want a result. There's a reason why they're putting that person in. So oftentimes the thing that I would do is find the hiring manager. Who's the person responsible? Generally, it'll go through HR, but I would call up and say, hey, who's the person that's asking for this job? Yes, James, plus the cost of hiring, 20 to 25% of their first year's salary. So they're going to spend a lot of money. And by the time that person can get a result for their company, that person is probably going to be, they're going to be in, they're going to be in the red for at least $40,000 to $50,000 before this person might even get a result, right? So one thing you might do is say, hey, if I know that you're hiring, what if we can actually save you some money on the hire? Or more importantly, what if we can actually get you results now rather than you having to wait for the hire? So a great way to reach out to people, say, hey, look, you're obviously hiring for a specific reason. The reason I'm reaching out to you is you need a result. And one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to save yourself $40,000 or $50,000 in recruitment fees and actually get sales results faster if you have a quick chat to me. So this is a way that I would approach it, right? I would find out who the hiring manager is. Who's the person who's making the decision to hire that person, and why are they hiring that person? Why are they hiring? So I would call the company and say, hey, who's the person that's responsible for hiring this particular person, right? Who's in charge? And then go to that person. That's the person you want to reach out to, right? And if it's the hiring manager, it won't be the hiring manager. It'll be who is the hiring manager hiring for, right? Who is the HR person hiring for? Who is a frontline manager that is said to HR, go and hire us a social media person, or go and hire us a PPC person, right? That's the person we want to connect with in the company. So for me, that's my first point. Go to that person first. Say, hey, I notice you're hiring. What if you can get a result faster? And what if we can save you $40,000 in recruitment fees? If we can save you $40,000 recruitment fees and put that 40 grand into a result, can we talk? That's your offer, right? It's going to take you, for every month that you can't hire that person, it's costing you money. What if we could actually be generating the result now and saving you $40,000 to $50,000 in recruitment fees, right? And actually getting the job done. Because we've got an entire team. We can put 4 or 5 people on this team for the price of one person, right? Where you're going to hire, it's going to cost you $5 grand or $4 or $5 grand a month to hire that person. We can give you 5 people to get you a better result, right? So that's the way I would approach it, Chris. But it's a really good question. It's a really good question, right? And for me, go to the hiring manager first and say, hey, have you ever thought of giving this to a team that's actually doing this right now? Yeah. So they want partnerships, managements. I don't understand the question. I assume the strategy will work for sales jobs. Yes, they would work for sales jobs as well. So I don't know what you mean by partnerships and management, Chris. But Peter says, question, IT consulting projects, firm, SAP, ERP software, so 6-figure deals, how to generate leads on LinkedIn. If you're asking me that question, Peter, do you have a microphone? Let's hop on the call. Let's do this call. If you've got, just type 1 if you've got a microphone. Awesome. Let's do this because you are talking my language, Mr. Schultz. So Peter Schultz, where are you? Down here. You there, Peter?
Yes, I am.
Awesome, man. Okay, so we've asked a little bit of a general question here because there are many companies that fit the context of this, right? So if I was to go to crunchbase.com, CRUNCH base.com, yeah?
Yep.
I would highlight software. I would highlight location, could be America, USA, UK, right? I would then highlight companies with 50 or more employees, 50 plus.
Yep.
And then I would highlight companies that have been funded in the last 6 months to the tune of $25 million plus.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now I've just shown you, Peter, where to go and find yourself 20 or 30 companies that have got $30 million or $25 million plus in the last 6 months, software-based companies that obviously are out there to sell their services at enterprise level. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So now what's your question?
So how do you then translate that lead to an offer using possibly LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn, what you're going to do is you're obviously going to list those companies. You're going to connect with those companies. The best way to turn those companies into an opportunity is highlight areas where you can have an impact or know that you can help them get great results. So you want to be reaching out to those people and connecting with them. I would prefer to take them off LinkedIn and put them into direct email. But what I would do is I would do this. I would do the flower arrangement, right? To me, connect with them on LinkedIn, find out who their email is, see if you can get a phone number, get a text message, connect with them on Facebook, send a direct mail piece, because we're talking companies, right, that may spend. Are you selling LinkedIn services?
No, I'm trying to use LinkedIn to generate the lead.
Okay, so, well, getting the lead is easy. Sales Navigator, right?
Okay.
Identifying the managing director, make sure you buy Sales Navigator. So if you're going to use LinkedIn, spend $95 or $97 a month buying Sales Navigator. That allows you to find direct connections. What I would do is I would go and connect with a whole bunch of LinkedIn lions. So the guys that I would connect with would be, they designate themselves as a LinkedIn lion, Lion.
Mm-hmm.
Connect with about 50 of them, right? Because those people, LinkedIn Line is a LinkedIn open networker, right? So they'll connect with anybody. The reason why, these guys will have between 5,000 and up to 30,000 connections, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. They are not your client. What you want is you want the connections. You want those connections, right? So because at 6 degrees, you'll end up with about 30 million or more connections.
Crikey.
Yeah. So now what we want is the title of the person you want to talk to, right? CEO, founder,
CTO, Chief Technology Officer.
CTO, right? Owner, whatever their title is, right? So that's what we're going to look for in Sales Navigator. Then we look for the company. Now we can find I show you how to go and use Crunchbase to go and find companies that are funded, they've got cash, right? But then the question is, what is the problem that you're solving? How are you going to help them? What do you do? What's your superpower that they want to desperately get on the phone with Peter Schultz? I don't know who you are, Peter, but I've got to get on the phone and talk to you because you are the guy in the world that will solve my problem. So what is the problem you're going to solve? Okay. Why do I need to get on the phone with Peter Schultz?
Yep. So on the ERP side, basically we free up their cash from their existing asset base.
So what are you doing? So you offering factory?
We use SAP, which is an ERP software, to actually identify their assets, and therefore the lazy assets that are not being used can be then converted into cash.
Okay. So how does that help them? Why do they want you? Why do they want you?
Effectively, at the moment they need cash. A lot of those businesses are actually cash strapped.
Right, so this is great. Okay, you need cash right now. We want to give you cash. Yeah.
Yep. So therefore,
that's an easy offer. Hey guys, one of the things that software companies need right now is you need capital and you need cash, right? Can I come and talk to you about how we can get you some cash?
Okay, that's an easy way.
That's the easiest offer in the world, Peter. That is the most no-brainer offer in the world. Now, why do I need cash? Right? So you need to be very clear about why people need cash. Who have you done this for before? Name some companies that have generated cash from you. Don't give me the names. I'm saying this is what you need to do, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So name some companies who give you cash. Yeah?
Yep. How we've actually generated the cash for them. Yep.
Yeah, and how much cash you got them, right?
No, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah,
yeah,
right. And say, hey, right now we know as a funded startup, you need to maximize your cash revenue, or we know as a company, you need to maximize your cash flow so you can keep your teams employed, your dev teams employed, and more importantly, to keep these doors open and keep customers buying the service you provide. So if I can show you how to get your hands on some cash to supplement employment, growth, and scale, then I'm probably going to be the best friend you've ever had.
Got it. Thanks for that. Appreciate
it. So that's the offer, man. Thanks for
well
being
done.
on the
Thank
call.
you.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right. With that, I want to thank you. Remember, the fastest way, the question that I would often ask myself is, where do I have the bottleneck, right? Where do I get stuck and where do I have the bottleneck, right? Is what I'm doing, right? Am I getting stuck in lead gen, stuck in lead nurture, stuck in sales conversion, stuck in delivery, stuck in retention and upsell? And then I want to rank myself, right? Then I want to say, okay, what's the problem, right? What's missing? Very quickly, I can sit there and say, okay, so if I was to make it work, what has to happen to make it work? What is missing? What is the opposite, right? So right now, we're not getting enough leads. Okay, so how do we go about getting some leads? I shared 4 or 5 examples in this call alone on how you can go about generating leads for yourself, right? And so then you go, great, let's pick one and break that down or hack that for us so you can improve. So then you can sit there and say, great, this week we got 20 leads, but next week we got 100 leads, right? So now our lead capability is going to go from a 2 and move up to a 5, right? You know, that's the whole idea behind this process, or behind this idea, right? So at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is we're trying to improve the key areas of our business so that we maximize our opportunity. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here on this call. We're going to be here tomorrow talking about some more cool stuff in terms of developing your business or agencies. If you know anybody who needs to be on here, please do share consultingunleashed.com/go if you can share that. Also, keep an eye out. I've got something coming up in the next few weeks. I will be inviting you to this thing, and it's going to be really cool. So we're going to do something really, really exciting. So keep an eye out, keep an ear out, or keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, I'm going to be here same time, same bat channel tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, LA time, 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you on the call. Take care, everybody. Thank you.